for 99 episodes.
Two wins. No, coach, the man in his first year won 10 games.
The show dissecting the Vegas sports world.
Can't be a weekend dad. You can't pick up Johnny on Saturday, take him to pizza and a movie, and then drop him back off for mom and be like, all right, have a good week.
From the eyes of the sports reporters and storytellers leading the charge.
Something about Bruce Cassidy's systems, it brings the best out of all these goalies. No one was banging the table super excited when Aiden Hill came in.
It's the 100th episode of Sin City Beat.
100! We made it, fam! Sin City Beat 100 is here. Tonight, we're celebrating 100 episodes of the best TV sports talk in all of Las Vegas. We have Circa's Stadium Swim Girls here to celebrate, along with the panelists with the most show appearances. Let's do this thing. Sin City Beat starts right now. I'm your host, Mike Davis, proud to be bringing you the 100th episode of Sin City Beat. Now, Sin City Beat is the show that dissects the Vegas sports world through the eyes of the sports reporters and storytellers leading the charge. This time, we're talking Raiders as we break down their ongoing head coaching search. Joining us on the panel for episode 100, making his 23rd appearance from Cal High in San Ramon, California. He's been podcasting since 2018, covering local sports since 2021. Q Myers from ESPN Las Vegas and host of Unnecessary Roughness on Raider Nation Radio. Making his 40th appearance from the University of Kansas, this Jayhawk has been covering local sports for 17 years. Case Kiefer, assistant sports editor of the Las Vegas Sun. And making his 42nd appearance from Chaparral High School, class of 99 from UNLV. He's covered local sports since 1996 when he was just 19 years old. Ray Brewer, managing editor of the Las Vegas Sun.
Well done.
Ray, I was watching Lizzie McGuire when you were covering local sports, so this is a pleasure to have you here. It's the best of the best, so thank you for all being here on this special 100th episode. Let's dive right in. So this year's coaching carousel is downright crazy. There seems to be new developments every hour. John Harbaugh is set to be the next head coach of the Giants. Kevin Stefanski is set to be the next head coach of the Falcons, and fresh off the divisional playoff loss, the Bills fired head coach Sean McDermott. So Q Myers, who is your personal number one choice for the Raiders job? And you better be able to answer this because you got that chain now.
Hey, man, I got the chain on. No, I think Klint Kubiak probably makes the most sense for the Raiders. He's the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks, and if you saw what the Seahawks have done all year long, the way that their offense has complemented their defense is great, but they dismantled the 49ers and just put up so many points. And he's a guy, to me, that can work with any quarterback. You saw what he did in Minnesota. Then he went on to New Orleans, and he had Derek Carr looking like an MVP for the first couple weeks of the season. He's just a very adaptable head coach. And so I think that that's what you need. You need a coach that can get along with this quarterback, and we're all assuming it's going to be Fernando Mendoza, but you get him coming in and you accent what he does best. Not your system, but you see, okay, well, this is what he does. Let's go ahead and put him in the right position to succeed.
Seeing that tandem come to fruition is going to be special. But, Case, this is how I'm kind of looking at it. 10 head coaching vacancies, now 8. Did we miss out on the two titans of this cycle when it comes to Harbaugh and Stefanski?
No, because to me, I don't think it was a great fit with the Raiders. I think you want a younger guy, a guy you're going to build with. Those are great coaches. I have, especially Harbaugh. I think I have the utmost respect for him. But I don't think it necessarily fit with the Raiders. I love Klint Kubiak too. Honestly, he'd probably be my number one, but just to be a little bit different, I'm going to go off the board and do one people will hate. I actually really like Mike McDaniel, who they just talked to. People are saying bring McDaniel in as OC and Saleh as head coach. Are you crazy? Who is the better head coach out of those two? McDaniel did more with less. That was a personnel problem. Even this year, they ended up going 7-9. They had one of the 5 worst rosters in the league by the end of the year. So I do not mind the McDaniel idea.
If McDaniel comes as the head coach, that's a good hire. That's a really good. But he's right. OC would not be a good decision because he'd be out of here quickly to be a head coach somewhere else, probably after a year or two.
I'm still honestly stifled by Case wearing this chain. I thought it was ASAP Rocky for
I got to do something. I feel like I'm the Falcons in the 2017 Super Bowl. How did Brewer catch me in all-time appearances? I had to be up by like double digits early.
Ray, I can't even see you from the glow of this. By the way, congratulations on the new album, ASAP. So, Ray, let's talk about this. I mean, head coaching vacancies. The Raiders need to figure out quarterback position and head coach. Who do you want? Who's your number one overall choice? If you could have the belle of the ball, who would it be in your eyes?
It has to be Kubiak.
Really?
There's going to be a premium on development here, and that's why I don't think Salo works, because he's a defensive-minded coach. You're bringing in Mendoza. The kid looks like he could be the answer, the face of the franchise, a person that could lead an offensive revival. But the offense has just been so boring and blasé, and they've struggled with getting a coordinator in there that could, get Bowers into open space and maybe get the best version of Genti. So now you're going to have 3 young players, and you need somebody that can make them sing, but more important, somebody that could develop them, because you don't want to draft somebody and then say, oh, we have this first-round bust. The Raiders, again, DeMarcus Russell, and now
So
Fernando
it seems
Mendoza.
like you guys, you want the synergy between the head coach, offensive-minded, along with a fresh new face of the franchise, Fernando Mendoza, Heisman Trophy winner.
Davis Webb is a name to watch too.
So
I'll say
you
that.
like
I'll throw
the
that out
corner-
there. He's a guy to pay attention to.
Now let's be clear, because there's a couple Kubiaks in the conversation.
Clay Kubiak too.
Because Clay Kubiak
Yeah.
from San Fran's in the conversation. You got Klint with the Seahawks. Q, in your estimation, would it be maybe both? Because we've been seeing some reports.
No.
Maybe the Kubiak brothers come in together.
No, because Kyle Shanahan said that he would block any kind of lateral move. And so if the Raiders were to try to hire Clay as an OC, he would block that. Even if he has the opportunity to call plays, he'd say he's our offensive coordinator, not anyone else's. So he let that be known after they lost, after they got waxed by Seattle. So I think unless Clay, the only way Clay is able to go is to get a promotion. And I don't think he's a head coach. But I do think Davis Webb has a shot. I would not rule him out yet.
Okay, last word.
Do y'all think that the Raiders will get the person that they want? Because we saw last year they were close with Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson went to Chicago.
Well, Ray, you're setting me up perfectly for this transition, because coming up,
That's a
we're
pro.
going to be ranking the head coaching jobs around the league. Where do the Raiders stack up? We're going to be answering that question from Ray when Sin City Beat returns.
You're watching the 100th episode of Sin City Beat.
Welcome back to Sin City Beat. Mike Davis here with you. We're celebrating 100 episodes of Sin City Beat today. Now, during this NFL coaching cycle, a record 10 head coaches were relieved of their duties. The Giants and Falcons each found their next head coach, but there's still 8 teams on the hunt. The Bills, Browns, Cardinals, Ravens, Dolphins, Titans, Steelers, and of course, our Raiders. So, Case, where do you rank the Raiders among those openings in terms of desirable destination?
To me, there's a clear top 2 and a clear bottom 2. The top 2, the Ravens and the Bills, despite how this season went for the Ravens, I think are right there. Super Bowl chances. Bottom, the Cardinals, I don't think anyone wants. Even the Browns, I know they have some pieces defensively, but so much discord there. I think those are bottom 2. I think in the middle, you can shake up and make a case for any of them. The Raiders have the number 1 pick, a lot of cap space, a great facility, no state income tax. So the Raiders could rank highly, but I really think you can make cases for all those teams in the middle.
Okay, see Case making a case right there with the chain.
But he didn't give an answer, though. He just said in the middle. There's
Listen,
8 teams, and he said in the middle.
You don't
Well,
need
it's
an
not top
answer
2
when
or
you're wearing
bottom
a
2.
chain like that.
that
That's
wasn't
not how
strong
it
with
works.
the chain shining.
Okay, 6th. I'll just throw out a number for you. What do you think?
I-
Over, under?
Honestly, the glare is so strong. I still can't
I know,
see Ray
I
from
know.
over here. But Q, let me ask you this, because I think this is a really important question when it comes to stacking up
Right.
where this opening ranks amongst other head coach openings in the NFL. Here's my question. When an organization, a franchise, has moved on from Gruden, Josh McDaniels, Antonio Pierce, Rich Bisaccia, all these guys, and it just is
Right.
a revolving door of head coaches
Yeah.
consistently, now Pete Carroll, does that kind of put in the back of minds of coaching candidates that,
Yeah.
hey, this is a place where I might not even be able to get my feet
Yeah.
on the ground and start rolling and get some momentum? Am I going to have the chance to demonstrate that I can do what I can do?
As much as the candidate has to sell himself to the organization has to sell himself to the candidate. They are in that position. They've put themselves in that position because of everything that you said. So it's a great job. I think it's number 3, to be honest.
To me, I keep it
But
in my
that
mind.
stability question.
It's like that scene in Step Brothers with, Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly, and they're like, Pam. They're like, they're basically interviewing the job interviewer, because it's like, why?
They put themselves in that position. So they're going to be in a position where they have to say, this is our plan, and this is our plan with you, and we're going to stick to it because they haven't shown patience. And so when you go through as many coaches that they have, you have to prove, if I'm going to move my family from across the country to Las Vegas to be the head coach, I want to know that we're going to be, like, I can buy instead of rent. Yeah. Right, and you have to be able to prove that. And I know that it's a production-based business. You've got to win games as well. But you as an organization have to show that you're going to stick this through. And so this is the time that they have all the salary cap space. They have the #1 overall pick. They have a beautiful facility. Like everything that Kay said, everything that you said is great. But they have to show that they're going to be patient and that this truly is John Spytek and Tom Brady's job. And they're going to hold this down. So I think it's a #3 job. But at the same time, the organization has to sell to you as the candidate.
Who are the top 2 in your mind?
Top 2 is easy. It's the Ravens and Buffalo because they both have MVP quarterbacks. Like when's the last time teams with MVP quarterbacks were available?
Okay, you got to look at it that way. Ray, don't get antsy. I'm not going to ask you in Step Brothers when they're like, how much money you make before taxes? After, I'm not going to do that with you, so don't worry. But tell us, where does this job stack up in your estimation with these 8 other openings?
So I don't see it as bright as my friends over here.
Yeah.
I just look at...
That's not shocking.
Hey,
that's kind of your MO, man. You've done 22 shows, man.
You look at the episodes of Ray Brewer being a Debbie Downer.
Right.
Why would the 100th episode anything be different?
You look at the division, which is very good. They've only won 1 league game or division game in the last 2 years.
Right.
The quarterback is still very much a mystery. Even if Mendoza comes in, is he going to be the Mendoza we see beating up this weak Big Ten schedule? And there's been so much instability that even when we thought they got a GM that would not make it a fire drill, it turned out to be a fire drill. And I can't believe not one person said the Steeler job is attractive.
Where's your quarterback?
I get it. But they've
you got a lot of old guys. But you got a lot of old dudes on the team.
Who cares?
And who cares?
3 head coaches
old
in
guys?
69 years.
What does that mean?
A ton of history and tradition.
And
a great
tradition is great. That's fantastic. But
I'm taking the Raiders job over the Steelers
job. Yeah, you got old dudes.
More attractive.
You don't have a ton of salary cap space, and you don't have a quarterback.
And you're in just as hard of a division.
Yeah, your division.
I get it, but somewhere the tradition has to play out.
Okay, so put the Steelers at 3rd. Who are you putting 4th?
Well, so you're telling me that I automatically have to have the Ravens or Bills 1-2 because you guys have the Ravens?
No. Okay, we'll put them where you want to. I don't care, Jack. Go ahead. You're the guy without the chain, not me.
I got a chain. It's just not as big and beautiful.
Join the chain club, man.
We see your chain. We see your heart. We see all of your hearts. Now, guys, beyond identifying a head coach, the next order of business for the Raiders, it's identifying their franchise quarterback. Of course, having the #1 overall pick, fans are assuming Heisman winner Hoosier Fernando Mendoza will be the face of the future, but now there's growing chatter regarding Lamar Jackson in a trade. Should the Raiders look to make a move? More on that after these words. And back to our lovely ladies from Stadium Swim and Circa. We have Taryn, Cindy, and Nikki hanging out with us for 100 episodes of Sin City Beat. We got more of the celebration coming up right after this break.
You're watching the 100th episode of Sin City Beat.
After 18 years, the Ravens moved on from head coach John Harbaugh. Now, could they move on from their 2-time MVP quarterback Lamar Jackson? There's rumors about interest from the Raiders right now circulating on social media. So in a Lamar Jackson trade, Ray, would you be compelled to pull the trigger if the price was right?
I just don't think it makes sense for the Raiders, who are going to get a quarterback for 4 years on a friendly contract where it doesn't, impact their salary cap, right? You've got a lot of needs. You don't have any offensive linemen. Well, you have a few, but you have very big needs up front. And as we've talked about, there's a lot of salary cap room. You got to get some offensive linemen. If Jackson comes out, all of a sudden you're giving him some of that money, but you don't have anybody to block. And he's 20.
So even a very reasonable, because I think if it were to happen, if we had to speculate, I'm assuming it would be around 3 to 4 first rounders to probably get him, at least. If it was even 1, would you make that move, Ray, or no?
No.
Okay.
First round picks are gold, in my opinion. because you get a young player who is affordable and you could handpick what needs you have to address. I think Lamar would be. He's a fine player. He's not Superman Lamar that we've seen, but for a 1 year or 2 year opportunity to be competitive, where if you get Mendoza and you invest in the line and you fill some other holes, now your window extends out a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's about extending that window, having a quarterback, a first overall pick on a rookie contract. That's a big deal. I still think seeing Mike McDaniel potentially in Baltimore, scheming things up with Lamar, Tyreek, Devon, Achane, Waddle would be interesting. But Q, would you want a Lamar Jackson here? Does it make sense in any universe in your mind?
Not in my mind. It doesn't make any sense. The Raiders, the biggest problem that they've had the last handful of years, they keep trying to make shortcuts.
Right.
They've been trying to skip to the front of the line without actually going through the process.
Right.
They need to cut that out. This has to be one of those things where I know they don't like to say rebuild. They don't like to use that word. It's the ugly word in the NFL. But it's what it is. It's a rebuild. So take your opportunity. Go get your quarterback, Fernando Mendoza. Is he the guy? Is he not the guy? We'll find out, right? We know what he is in college, but we'll find out. You get the right play caller, the right offensive scheme. You build around him. You get the weapons around him. You use the salary cap space that you have, and you build this thing, right? That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
And that's the way to do it. You can't try to shortcut and try to skip to the front of the line. That works when we're trying to get in the club, and apparently me and Case look like we're going to the club today with our chains.
Right
but
afterwards.
We're not, you don't get in the club. You just go and you build this thing the right way, and that's what they have to do.
Okay, and just because Sydney, Taryn, and Nikki are here, I don't want you guys thinking you can cut the line now to get into Stadium Swim.
We know some people now.
That's not how it works.
We got to in.
That's not how it's going to work. You got to be like the rest of everybody, all the good people here in Las Vegas, and come in as tourists. But Case, what do you think about this whole Lamar Jackson thing? I think the shortcut sentiment that Q has been posing makes a lot of sense. I think, from my perspective, the Pete Carroll hire in a lot of ways was a shortcut hire because it's not really giving the time needed to change culture, and that doesn't happen overnight.
They thought they were better than they were, right?
I'm a little more torn than you guys, I think. I still ultimately lean no. I love all the points Q made. I agree. I'm a little biased because Lamar Jackson, my favorite player in the NFL.
Just
the shortcuts. Well, you were longer ago.
We're chain brothers, man.
I'm saying I agree with you guys. I just think you have to think about it because I really do think he's a special all-time player. So you want to see what it is. But I agree that the Raiders have so long tried to cut the line. That's what I meant. That image is exactly what it is. So I think about it, but ultimately, I lean no. It just comes down to, do you think what we saw at the end of this year from Lamar is real? Is he really going like this, or was it just a compiling of injuries and he can still play at that top?
He's got a contract extension on the way, too.
It just kind of, right, and that's a big thing. We've seen flashes. He's a two-time MVP, but I think resetting that timeline is important. Now that we know Dante Moore is staying in school, last thing before we go to break, do you guys all want Fernando? Is that the...
Yes.
Yes?
Absolutely.
My favorite thing would be you get like 4 first-round picks and trade it, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Right.
I think they get Mendoza.
There's only the Jets are available to do that because they have multiple picks. But yeah, I just think you go with the quarterback, you rock with him, see what he's got. He's a heck of a leader, and that's what this team needs.
Okay. All right, guys. Now let's go back to our lovely guests here from Stadium Swim. We have the lovely Stadium Swim girls from Circa, Taryn, Sydney, and Nikki joining us. Coming up after the break, we're not going to be doing any more debating, no more arguing, guys. We're going to celebrate 100 episodes of Sin City Beat.
You're watching the 100th episode of Sin City Beat.
Welcome back to Sin City Beat. Mike Davis here with you. We are celebrating a very special show as today marks our 100th episode. Here to make the party even more hype, we have our special guests, the Stadium Swim girls from Circa. We have Nikki, Sydney, and Taryn. Listen, Stadium Swim is the ultimate destination for sports fans. You guys know that. The view is pure perfection. A 40-foot tall high-definition screen, cabanas, day beds, booths. It's basically heaven on earth for sports fans. Go to circalasvegas.com to learn more and make sure you attend the world's largest hot tub party, Winter Swim, on January 31st as well. There's going to be a bikini contest. I was a judge for that once, Ray. Yes, last year. So it's a great party. It's from noon to 4 p.m. Make sure you go check that out on January 31st. But now, we have a very special presentation for our panelists. Guys, 100 episodes. You were here the most.
Hey.
More than any other guest.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. So let's give a cheers to you for spending so much time with us during these great 100 episodes.
Right.
Boom, there you go. Let's reminisce for a second, guys.
Right.
Case, Q, you guys were both here on the first ever episode.
Yep.
But Ray, you are our most
Break your
tenured
glass.
panelist. 40 episodes, 40 for you, I believe 27 or so.
23, I got that Michael
23.
Jordan number.
See, there you go.
MJ,
How
baby.
has it been? What are some of the memories that come to mind for you guys?
Well, it's funny, man. This was a heck of an idea put together, and it just kind of, the way it evolved, I think, has really been the biggest memory for me, the way that we've all kind of learned each other's personalities a little bit more and understanding how we view Las Vegas sports and also how big Las Vegas sports really are, that there's so many different angles that we can look at and talk about. It's not just the Raiders, it's not the Golden Knights, it's not the Aces, it's a lot going on here.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Ray, you're usually a Debbie Downer, but you got to be smiling today. Take a sip of that champagne apple cider. I mean, I should have said
I would say,
but
Mike, the best part is when the camera's not rolling and we're able to chit-chat about what makes us happy and sad and my kids. And,
yeah,
and
the only person that asks more about my dating life than my parents is Ray Brewer.
We're just working towards a common goal here.
Yeah, I love it. Guys, we have one last special gift for you. We have the ladies are going to present to you
Bottle
a
service?
special gift
Let's
for
go.
you to take home. And as you can see, there's a beautiful label on it. Guys, you can hand them that present to take home. Thanks so much.
Bottle service.
We appreciate
Here you
everything
go,
that
pass
you
it.
have done. And listen,
one around.
we want to thank
There,
all
pass it.
of
There
you,
you go.
our panel. Q, Case, Ray, producer James, editor
Cheers.
Jess, our production team, Ryan, Bishop, Daphne, Danelle, and most of all of you from home for watching with us. Thank you so much. Here's to another 100 episodes.